Richland County Council zoning public hearing. At this time, this meeting will come to order. Madam Clerk, would you please take the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Branham.
Here.
Pugh.
Here.
McBride. Here. Livingston.
Here.
Horatio.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Barron.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Mackey. English.
Present.
Newton. We have a quorum.
All right, and Ms. Newton would be tonight, electronically, but I know that she's away on business as well. And also Ms. Mackey would not be in attendance tonight as she had a family emergency that she had to tend to. Next item on the agenda is item 3. Any additions or deletions to the agenda? You recognize Mr. Price?
There are no additions or deletions to the agenda.
Okay. I'm going to entertain a motion to adopt.
Move, Mr. Chair. Second.
It's been moved to properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Branham.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
McBride.
Yes.
Livingston. Horatio.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda is item 5, which is the our public hearings. Item 5A, that is case number 22-034MA. The applicant is Larry D. Rump, and this is a request to change the zoning designation from office and institutional to rural commercial. 2 acres. Location is 8442 Old Percival Road. TMS number R22602-02-02. The Planning Commission recommends disapproval and staff recommends disapproval. That public hearing is now open. Mr. Livingston, anyone sign up to speak?
Mr. Chair, no one signed up to speak for that item.
Okay. The public hearing is now closed. And at this time, I entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, if I may.
You
please.
recognize Ms. English?
Items 1 and the way it's numbered, number 3. I want to defer until March. We want an opportunity for the community to have any concerns heard. I've spoken with Mr. Rump and Mr. and Mrs. Timmons, and they are all in agreement, but we also want to make sure, even as I've been talking with staff, that the comprehensive plan is considered as we're also in the midst of the land code rewrite. So I move to defer both of these until March.
A second?
Second. Yeah, she said both.
Yeah, she's referring to item A1, Mr. Livingston, and it's listed as item 3 on the agenda, but really it should be 2. But 3, that's case number 22-036MA. So she wants the first 2 items on for our public hearings tonight to be deferred. All right, it's been properly seconded. That is non-debatable. So Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Yeah,
Yes, you recognize Mr. Livingston.
I raised that point because someone did sign up to speak.
Only because
reference item.
item 3. Well, I guess item 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they still here? I spoke with them during the break.
Anthony.
They're gone.
Okay.
They left. Thank you.
So make note of that.
Okay. All right, Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Branham.
Yes.
Pugh.
Yes.
McBride.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Horatio.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Barron.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda is item 4. That's case number 22-038MA. The applicant is Drew Huddleston. This is a request to change the zoning designation from rural to general commercial, location Hardscrabble Road, TMS number R203-00-04-17. The Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends disapproval. That public hearing is now open. Mr. Livingston, anyone sign up to speak?
Yes, Mr. Chair, the applicant, I'm the attorney for the applicant, John Davidson.
You're going to state your name, your address, and you have 2 minutes to speak.
Okay, thank you. Hello,
I'm John Davidson. I'm with the Nixon Pruitt Law Firm, and we represent the applicant. Our address is Post Office Box 2426, Columbia 29202. This is a piece of property, as you will see from the packet, that is along Hardscrabble Road and Magnolia Hall Road. It's an undeveloped piece of property. It's a 2-acre piece of property, or 2+ acre piece of property that is undeveloped and has been designated and zoned as rural since 1977. So when that's how it was originally zoned. And probably in 1977, everything out there was pretty rural. That's not the case anymore. As you can see from the application, virtually everything around it is now either office or commercial or retail uses. And I think that by looking at the packet, it certainly, as I understand the commission, the planning department, the concern had to do with how it fit in with other areas of the property, other areas of the other uses of property in that area. The planning commission, I think, saw that as when they undertook that, realized that that it's really pretty consistent. There's really nothing out there that fits in with that rural nature. So everything is commercial. And then, of course, the planning commission voted unanimously for that. We have our engineer here too, if there are any technical questions. Otherwise, he doesn't intend to speak, but we're happy to address anything council may have.
That closed. Well, I have a question now, Mr. Price. Just from reviewing, my notes here, I know that staff recommended disapproval because because the request is not consistent with the objectives in the comprehensive plan. But at the same time, the request, would be consistent with, adjacent land uses. So I guess my question for you, Mr. Price, is what would be the drawback to granting the request to rezone this property?
Mr. Chair, there wouldn't be any drawback. If you take note within your package under the staff's conclusion, our recommendations are always based on the principles and objectives of the comprehensive plan. But if you will take note, staff did state that, however, the request to rezone would be compatible with adjacent land uses and the current development patterns for commercial development. So we saw the same thing that you're saying, but again, our recommendations will always be based on the comprehensive plan. But then there are times we will point out something that we see that may go against it.
Sure, thank you. At this time, I move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved to properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Branham,
Sorry, I missed the motion. What was it for?
Approval.
Okay, I'll vote yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda is item A5, case number 22-039MA. This is a request to change the zoning designation from light industrial to heavy industrial, nearly 574.57 acres. This is at Bluff Road and Longwood Road. TMS numbers are 18900-02-22, R16100-02-03, R16200-03-02, R16100-02-22, R18900-01-01, and R1600-02-07. The Planning Commission recommends approval and staff recommends approval. That public hearing is now open. Mr. Livingston, anyone sign up to speak?
Yes, I do have one person that signed up to speak, and I think that's Penny Evans.
Thank you. I'm Penny Evans. I live at 8400 Penny Rosanna Evans, 8400 Little John Drive, Columbia, South Carolina, 29209. I've already had an opportunity to speak with Representative Cheryl English just now concerning the safety concerns with the traffic and the water issues we're having within the development as far as the potholes and the water issues that the city can't seem to repair. So I'm for the project. Thank you.
Livingston, that public hearing is now closed. Time I entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair,
You recognize Ms. English.
I move for approval.
Second.
It's been moved to properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote, please.
Branham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda is, it should be 6, but it reads number 7, is case number 22-040MA. The applicant is Mark Meadows. This is a request to change the zoning designation from rural to general commercial. Location of the property is 311 Killian Road. TMS number R14781-04-10. The Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends approval. That public hearing is now open. Mr. Livingston, anyone sign up to speak?
Thank you. Barney Corley.
Chair.
Recognize, Ms.
Thank you. Ms. Corley does not wish to speak any longer. Back there. Corley.
Yes, Mr. Chair, that completes the list of folks who signed up to speak for this item.
That public hearing is now closed. So at this time, I entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair.
You recognize Ms. Barron.
Thank you. As it's been my custom when we have zoning meetings, that is really important to me that my constituents have an opportunity to speak with those applicants and the developers who wish to build or rezone items in District 7. And to be consistent with that, we will be holding a town hall meeting for 3 applicants that are listed here today. We will hold that town hall meeting on Monday, March the 6th at 6 p.m. at the Park Lane Adult Activity Center. And during that time, each applicant will have an opportunity to share what their intent is for the rezoning. And then the citizens will have an opportunity to ask any questions. So for that, I would like to defer item number 7 as listed on the agenda.
Okay. Second,
Second.
properly second as non-debatable. Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Branham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston, Horatio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next item on the agenda is item 8, case number 22-042MA. The applicant's name is Samantha Kozlowski. This is a request to change the zoning designation from residential single-family medium density to office and institutional. Location 2630 Clemson Road, TMS number R20200-01-39. The Planning Commission recommends approval. Staff recommends approval. That public hearing is now open. Mr. Livingston, anyone sign up to speak? All right, that public hearing is now closed. I entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair,
You recognize Ms. Barron.
I will not repeat what I just stated, but just note that this applicant will also join us on Monday for our town hall meeting, and I'd like to defer this item.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved to properly second. That's non-debatable. Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Branham,
Yes.
Pugh, McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, next item on the agenda is item 9. This is case number 22-043 LMA. And please forgive my attempt at, I believe to be Eastern European here, but Sergey Pikolov. And this is a request to rezone this property from general commercial to light industrial. The location is 6505 North Main Street, TMS number R11716-01-04. The Planning Commission recommends disapproval and staff recommends disapproval. Public hearing is now open. Mr. Livingston, anyone sign up to speak?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we have the applicant, Mr. Sergey Piccolo, and 4 others. And Mr. Piccolo is on the list as the applicant.
Good evening, everybody. I'm here to discuss the business development location 6505 North Main Street in Columbia, South Carolina. Location approximately half a mile from I-20 interstate and high-density highways. It's a 5-acre land. It's a commercial and residential at the same time at this time. My family intends to open small family business with the Christian values. The business would be a small factory production. We will be smoking meat. Again, small factory so we can smoke a meat for the people. Nothing else. There will be provide employment between 8 to 11 people. We will produce about 200,000 pounds of meat every month and put our meat on our tables. It's no issue to enter or exit from the facility or a property, any direction, but DOT will make a safe routes for us. I mean, they will tell us which way we gotta go for enter and exit. Our previous meeting didn't go well. People come with companions, don't even understand what we're trying to do. I was clearly explaining at that time what we're trying to do. They started talking about truck stop, car washes, drugs, prostitutes. I got nothing to do with this.
Apologize, I forgot to inform you that you have 2 minutes, but go ahead.
Yes. Nobody listened to me what I'm trying to say at that point. Not even single person was actually against what we're trying to do. We don't even talk about what we're trying to do. They talk about something else. Member board still decline my legal rights. I'm begging you, stop people who is actually not talking about what we're trying to do, the business. They're misleading other people.
That's
I'm asking you to open the facility, please. Thank you.
Sure.
And I'm ready for your questions if you need them.
next we'll have is that Calvin Singletary?
Hello, everyone. My name is Gwendolyn Singletary. I'm the Executive Director of the Wiley County Foundation, as well as the President of the United Alliance of North Columbia Neighborhoods, which is a group of homeowner associations, as well as churches and businesses and nonprofits. We are vehemently opposed to this gentleman having the right to change the zoning to light industrial. I can go through and explain to you why we have other thoughts, but based on what he's saying, which he's asking for us to address that, he's wrong about the property ingress and degress, parking there, bringing trucks in to bring your produce in. We want to keep this community to be residential. It's a church there, that location. Across the street, there are 280 apartments just being built, which we know are going to be a lot of children as well, right across the street from them. And then diagonally across the street from there, it's a property owned by Richland County Schools. We're not sure exactly what they're going to do there at this point in time, but clearly we understand there'll be something to do with children. So we don't want this in our community because we think it's against our plans. It's against the plans that the county has for the area already, but it's against the plans we have in a vision for us to grow and to have a community that we can be proud of. So for that being said, we would like to disapprove his request to change the zoning for that area.
We have Mr. J.T. McLaughlin. And please,
Good evening, everyone. I'm JT McLaughlin. I live in 2923 area for over 4 decades. I passed the site on Mason Road and North Main Street every day, going to work and coming from work. I am a professional land use planner. I received my master's degree in city and regional planning from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. My first job was working for the city of Charlotte, North Carolina, as an urban planner. John Belt was mayor during that time. I was a Ford Fellowship. The Ford Foundation was trying to educate African-American people to deal with some of the racism that was perpetuated through land use planning at that particular time. I also recently served as a member of the South Carolina Department of Transportation Commission. I serve on the inaugural committee of the Richland County Transportation Advisory Committee. I think the proposed use of that land is inconsistent with good land use planning. I think we're talking about mixed land use. He talked about some type of meat packing place there in a residential area. I think we have to be very careful. We do not really, I don't think, have good land use planning in a lot of areas. That's why we find areas that are unhealthy, high crime rates, low economic development, unhealthy communities. And when I go to other places and other communities, I don't see the type of business establishment as I see in the African-American community. I request that we oppose this request. And I think that in the future, people want to submit plans like that. They need to plan with the people. This whole concept that has emerged recently, you don't plan for the people, you plan with the people. And apparently this applicant has not consulted with neighborhood stakeholders. Thank you.
next we have Mr. Jamie Wright.
Greetings, my name is Jimmy Wright. I am a resident of Greenview. I'm the vice president of the North Columbia Civic Club. My wife and I are residents in the 29203 as well as business owners in the 29203. And we ask and we request that you deny this changeover that the gentleman wants to bring into our community. As already been stated, the reflection and projection of our community has to be one that reflects the people that live there. It must be something that our children can look to see what effects that it takes on not only them, but the whole community itself. We've been fighting this for a good 6-7 months now. And each time that we have fought this gentleman on what he wants to put there, it has been something different. And yes, now it is a meat packing or whatever it is that he wants to put there, but it does not reflect the community. It does not reflect what we want our community to look like. And when you put a new apartment complex and when the district decides to build on a property across the street, those are things that reflect good homes, good values, cultural expressions, different things that reflects what we are all about in our community. It reflects his culture, but it does not reflect our culture. And so therefore we're asking and we're imploring upon you that you do not give him access to put something that does not reflect the community, the historical community that property itself stands for. We have so many other things that we can bring to our community that will reflect the culture that exists there, and not one that does not have anything to do with the upbringing of our children or our community. Thank you very much.
Next we have, I think it's David Lewis.
Good evening, Council. I want to thank you for taking an opportunity to listen to people in our community. Our community and surrounding areas are very much
Give me
united.
for the record, state your name and address.
Yes, David Lewis, 816 Coastbury Drive. As I stated, our community is very much united as one to oppose this gentleman. You mentioned Eastern European descent. He's actually from Russia, his family from Russian and Bulgarian. I've done research, deep research, and found out true facts. Later on, as desired, I have no problem going over that reality with you. He mentioned about nobody has came to him to find that out, but he has not came to us. He never stopped one time to ask us, could you take a look at our plans? You cannot take a look at something he don't have not took the time to say, this is what we want to do. We are listening. We have took the time to do that, but no, he has not came to us. He came to you, he came to the city, but he has not came to us. Many different neighborhood meetings he could have came to, but he failed to come to us. So thank you for taking the time to take a look at the facts also and listen to the reality. By the way, my background is in agriculture, agro-industrial technology, and infrastructure development for third world countries. And I have a deep background because I have been to 36 countries all over the world. I'm not stating opinion, I'm stating pure facts, and I can back it up if needed. Thank you.
That complete list.
Okay. Public hearing is now closed. So at this time, I entertain a motion.
Chair.
You recognized Ms. McBride.
Thank you. Chair, I move for disapproval.
Second.
Properly second. Any discussion? Well, I guess before we get to the vote, just for clarity purposes, and I always do this when there's a motion for disapproval, yes means disapproval, right? And no means approval. Okay, I'm gonna say it again. Yes means disapproval, no means approval. Okay. Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Branham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Hooker,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Recognize Ms. McBride.
Have a point of personal privilege.
Yes, ma'am, you may.
Thank you. I would just like to thank the community, everyone, for taking the time and coming out and being involved and engaged in what happens in Richland County. It's very important. And I'm just so happy to see so many because I know there are a lot of things that you could have been doing. And I think I can speak for the entire council to say that we appreciate your involvement. Thank you.
Ms. McBride, I certainly echo those sentiments. Next item on the agenda is item 10, case number 23-00MA. The applicant is Heather Bounds. This is a request to change the zoning designation from light industrial to residential single family. Gonna pause until. All right, so this is a request to change the zoning designation from light industrial to residential single family. Residential high density. The location is Hardscrabble Road, R17301-02-01. Planning Commission recommends approval and staff recommends approval. Mr. Livingston, anyone sign up to speak?
Mr. Chair, no one signed up to speak to item 10 on the agenda.
That public hearing is now open. That public hearing is now closed. At this time, I entertain a motion.
Chair,
You recognize Ms. Barron.
in the spirit of District 7, this item will be deferred until we have our town hall meeting on March the 6th.
A second. Moved to properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Branham,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride, Livingston,
Yes.
Horatio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes.
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Number 6 on the agenda.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, it's been moved
Big second.
twice. It's been moved to second twice. So that's non-debatable. Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Morano,
Yes.
Pugh,
Yes.
McBride,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes, I did.
Horatio,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Barron,
Yes.
Walker,
Yes,
English.
Yes.
Motion passes.
we are adjourned.